You know, for decades, there's been this one book that has completely shaped how millions of people think about relationships. Today, we're diving into an absolute classic, John Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with a question that I think pretty much everyone can relate to. It's this huge mystery that sits right at the very heart of our most important relationships.
And there it is. I mean, it's a total paradox, isn't it? How can you care for someone more than anyone else on the planet, and at the same time find yourselves in these arguments that are just so baffling and so frustrating?
If you've ever had that feeling, where you love someone to pieces, but sometimes it honestly feels like you're on completely different planets, maybe even speaking different languages, well, you are so not alone. It's an incredibly common experience, and the book we're exploring has a pretty fascinating idea about why that is.
So, how do we even start to solve this mystery? Well, it all boils down to this really powerful metaphor, this idea that maybe we're not just misunderstanding each other. Maybe we're speaking entirely different languages to begin with. This single line is the core idea of the whole book, and it was pretty radical. The theory is that men and women are so fundamentally different. In our psychology, our emotional needs, our ways of communicating, it's as if we literally come from two separate worlds. We're basically running on different operating systems.
Let's break that down because this is huge. On Mars, the culture is all about competence, achievement, getting things done. So Martian communication is usually about solving problems and finding solutions. But on Venus, the culture is built around relationships, sharing, and community. So for Venetians, communication is all about creating intimacy and feeling that empathic connection.
All right, let's see how this plays out in a classic, everyday situation. So, a woman gets home from work. She's obviously stressed out, and she says this to her partner.
And he, running on that Martian programming, hears a problem that needs to be fixed. His immediate instinct to show that he loves and supports her is to jump in and solve it. From his point of view, he's being super helpful, right? He's offering clear, actionable solutions to make things better.
But here's the disconnect. His intentions were great, but he totally missed what she was actually asking for. See, she wasn't looking for a business consultant. She was looking for her partner. All she really wanted to hear was something like, "Wow, that sounds really rough. I'm sorry you had to go through that today." She wanted empathy, but he gave her an action plan. And these planetary differences don't just stop at communication. They totally explain how we handle stress. And this brings us to another really famous concept from the book, this fascinating clash between what he calls the cave and the talk.
So let's talk about the man's cave. Now, this isn't necessarily a physical room. We're not talking about a basement with a giant TV. It's a mental space. When a Martian gets stressed or overwhelmed, his instinct is to pull back, retreat into this quiet, internal place where he can be alone, analyze the problem, and figure out a solution. It's how he recharges.
And right here, this is where the worlds collide. Because while the Martian is retreating to his cave for some quiet time, the Venusian does the complete opposite. When she's stressed, her instinct is to find someone and talk it all out. For her, sharing the feelings and being heard is the solution. You can immediately see how these two totally natural instincts could cause some serious friction, right?
But this is so important to get. Neither one of these responses is wrong. It's not a sign that something is broken in the relationship. He's not ignoring her by being quiet, and she's not nagging him because she wants to talk. They are simply speaking the native languages of their home planets.
Okay, so we get it. We're different. But what do we actually do about it? Well, the solution isn't about changing who we are. It's about building a bridge across that interplanetary divide. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of it all. The goal is not to try and turn your partner into a carbon copy of you. Real, lasting love doesn't come from getting rid of the differences, but from understanding them, respecting them, and maybe even celebrating them. And this boils down to some really simple, practical advice. So for him, when she's upset and talking, your job is not to be Mr. Fix-It. Your job is to just listen. Seriously, that's it. Listen first. And for her, when he gets quiet and pulls away, you have to recognize he's gone into his cave. The best thing you can do is just give him that space. Don't chase after him. He'll come out when he's ready. It's all about learning to give your partner what they need, not what you would need in that situation.
And here's the really cool part. Once you get this, these differences stop being just obstacles you have to manage. They become opportunities to grow. Men can learn the incredible power of empathy from women, and women can learn the value of focused, quiet problem-solving from men.
We don't complete each other by becoming the same person, but by learning from our unique and complementary strengths.
So, we want to leave you with this final thought. The gap between Mars and Venus, it might always be there, but love is the conscious act of building a bridge across it, one small, understanding gesture at a time. So, what's one small step you can take today to start building that bridge in your own life?